Hey people, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and if you're new, please like this video, subscribe, click the notification bell so that whenever I post, you'll be the first to find out. I know from the topic of today's video, some of you are already like, how? Melissa, you say how? Like what's happening? What's going on here? You were coming here to tell us, oh, you've left Healthcare, raising your shoulder for us. So which one is regret? You better stay where you are. Stay in that your corporate. Relax. Calm down. See, one thing you guys should know by now is that I am a realist. I would always tell you guys the hardcore truth. When we soft landed in Canada, I shared a whole lot about my experience in Canada, which triggered a lot of people, but that did not stop me from sharing more. That's the kind of person I am. I would always share the good, the bad, and the ugly. And trust me, I'm always very brutal when I talk about sensitive topics. When I'm telling you about the pros of something, I say it the way it is. And when I turn around to tell you the con of that same thing, I say it the way it is. It's now left for you to filter and get the information you want from me. So a little backstory, which a lot of my subscribers already know. I moved to the UK in 2019 and I started off as a support worker in a supported living environment. I've done a couple of healthcare jobs. So from 2019 to late 2023, I was in healthcare. So that's roughly about 4 years. So I worked in people's home. I did domiciliary caring. I slept in people's home. That's the living carer job. I worked in a proper care home where you have lots of residents and you do the hoisting. I did the support workers, which I would term the easiest because most of them are usually like independent. You just need to keep prompting them. It's safe to say I've touched base in all aspects of healthcare. Being a carer, I have touched base in all of them. So I am an Odogu carer. So I did it for 4 years, and at some point, you guys already know the reason why I left. I got tired. I was approaching 30. As a matter of fact, I will be turning 30 in a month, guys. I was approaching 30, and I just knew it was time for me to have a defined career path. I got really fed up of healthcare and everything. So I decided to take up a course, a CIPD level 5 course. CIPD stands for Chartered Institute of Personal Development. So I did a level 5. But ideally, I should have started with a foundation course, which is a level 3. But I went to the intermediate, which is a level 5. And it was proper essay writing. Like, you know, those 3,000 words, 4,000 words. I was pretty much new to writing like that because, I mean, I graduated a long time ago. So I had forgotten what it was like writing essay, doing research. But I had to do it. While being a wife and a mom, trust me, it was not the easiest, but I did it. So I did that because at that point, I was burnt out from healthcare. I needed to break into corporate. Like, I was envying people, you know, that would say, oh, I'm going to the office. Not I am going to my what do we even call it? My home. What do we call it again? I can't even remember. Or I'm going to work shift. I'm going for my shift. I wanted to say I'm going to the office. I wanted to be a 9 to 5. I wanted to, in fact, at the time when I was a career, I didn't have a single blazer. I wanted to have a blazer. I wanted to look smart to work. I wanted to put on my wig to work. When I was working as a support worker, I just got a couple of clothes from Primark, which I turned my uniform, and I was wearing it to job. So I wanted to look smart. Like, I just wanted so much. But most importantly, I wanted to have a defined career path before turning 30. I think that was where I got the drive and the determination from. And at the same time, my circle of friends, the people I was mingling with at the point, were all chasing their careers. Like, some were transitioning into IT. At the time, I have a very close friend that was an HR manager. She's still an HR manager, I think. Another one, a HR business, but like I just had people that were doing well. You know what it's like when you're with the right people. They inspire you to want to be better. So I drew strength from them. I got the inspiration from them, and I knew it was time for me to have a defined career path. And you know, I developed interest in HR, and I knew it was time for me to start it up. After about 2 months of job hunting, I got my first job, and now I'm currently working as an HR with the NHS. So I've been in HR for roughly 18 months or thereabouts. And to be honest, guys, at this point, I am just thinking, okay, I'm happy to be in HR. I love HR, but it has its downsides. Being a 9 to 5 has its downsides, which people do not really talk about. They just show you the glamour. And of course, in recent times, a lot of people seem to be transitioning into tech and, you know, other roles. So I know you that is in healthcare, you might be like, oh my God, am I missing out? This is exactly my business. Why am I still here? Why is my life like this? Let's talk about the downsides of actually transitioning that people don't talk about. Number one, guys, flexibility. I'm a mom of three, and I can tell you for a fact that things are different now. Now, let me give you a rundown. So I clock into work 9:30. Thankfully, I'm with the NHS, so they are very, very big on flexible working. So I clock into work 9:30. I work up until 2:45 when it's time to pick my kids from school. I have to quickly rush out. My kids, they are all not all in the same school. My twins, they attend nursery while my son is in reception. So from my house to my twins nursery is like 3 minutes drive. So I have to quickly drive, pick them up. Sometimes, when you get there, that's when the nursery assistants will be picking up their coat, picking up their lunch box and everything, just taking time. And sometimes you might get to the nursery and your kids are sleeping. They will have to wake them up. They are cranky, they are crying, and then they bring them to you, you put them in the car. I'm just thinking, like, time is going, and I have to use my 30 minutes break to do all these things. Time is running. So I have to now wait, so when they bring them to me, I put them in the car. Sometimes I bring them home, drop them off with my mom. It depends on the time, because time is an important factor when I'm using my break for school run. And then I have to drive off to my son's school to pick him up. And while doing all these things, my heart will be racing because I am time conscious. I have just 30 minutes break to do all these things. Thankfully, my mom is home. So the moment I'm getting home, I'm just pushing all of them to my mom. She'll have to undress, give them their lunch, and then put them to nap and all that. And then immediately I have to rush to work. If I tell you the palpitation I get from doing school run, from picking my kids up, I hope I don't develop BP someday. That's one. Meanwhile, when I was working as a carer, I used to work nights. So during the day, I can easily just do school run without thinking twice about it. I used to work 7:30 to 7:30 in the morning or there. But I know it was 12-hour shift. I can't remember the time, but I know it was really perfect with my calendar as a mom, with my life as a mom, pick up and all that. It was just balanced and okay. But now that I am in corporate, it is a whole lot difficult doing things like that. That's number one. Now imagine the days I have to go to the office. Thankfully, I work mostly remotely. But on the days where there's a hearing, I need to be in the panel, I'll start thinking about who to help me pick my kids from school. Now imagine who's going to help me pick 3 children from school, different schools. Now I have to contact a parent, my twins nursery, to please let me pick my twins. And then when I come back from work, I have to go pick my twins from their home. And then contact another parent in my son's school who happens to be in reception, or how to help me pick my child while picking a kid. That's very hectic. So on the days I have to go to the office, I am so tense, I'm so anxious. Sometimes I'm in a meeting and I'm just thinking, okay, like, have they picked them from school? They've not forgotten to pick my kids from school. It is very stressful. Meanwhile, when I was in healthcare, this was not a problem. Now, another problem I am having being in corporate is I am constantly on the job market. I am constantly job hunting. Like, I am always on Indeed, like I'm their customer. Like I mentioned, I have a CIPD level 5. The certification I have, most HR managers don't even have it. In my class, some people were already in their HR managing role for years, and then they finally decided to have a CIPD level 5 so they can progress to being an HR OPP. But here I am with level 5. Obviously, I want to go higher. I feel stuck. Why? Because in order for you to go to the next phase in corporates, they want to see that you've been doing that role. Like, for instance, you're an HR advisor, you want to progress to being an HR manager. Most times, they want to see on your CV, or for example, on your job title on your CV, the sub-heading there that you're an HR manager or you've worked as an HR manager. But that's the best way the ATS system can pick you. So in this case, you have to now find a way to tweak your CV to match the job description and prepare. Like, if you see where I am preparing for an interview, you prepare like your life depends on it. Like, you prepare for an interview, at the end of the day, you get rejected because they want someone that is already doing that particular way. You're still you're in HR, all of you are in HR, but you want to move to the next level, you're stuck, you're struggling to move to the next level because you're competing with people that are already doing that particular role. So most times they tend to pick those candidates. So you just feel stuck, you feel tired, you want to move to the next band, you feel so stuck People don't really talk about these things, guys. It is not easy. And then as a mom myself, you guys, I just give you a rundown of what school run is like for me. Most of these companies, they want you to be in the office now. They want you to come minimum of 2 days, minimum of 3 days, some fully office based. How am I supposed to do that with my 3 kids? I just did that. For a few days, I have to go to the office. I will have to contact some parents to pick my kids, and my kids will be in their house for like sometimes till 6 p.m. I finish 5:30, and that's during rush hour. So before you drive all the way, you're stuck in traffic for like 1 hour at least. So imagine me going to somebody's house 7 p.m. to pick my kids. Like, these are children that left home since 9 in the morning or since 8:45. I'm going to someone's house to pick them 7 p.m. You see, that balancing is really not there. When we talk about work-life balance, sometimes just stay where you are. When I was in healthcare, work-life balance was perfect. I think that was why I was even there for 4 years, because I could not just break out. It took an incident to occur for me to actually now make that big decision to break out. If not, maybe I would have even still be there by now, because it was working perfectly fine for me. Now, talking about getting a job, I mean, I don't know what it's like now in healthcare, but at the time, job was never a problem for me. It was rare for me to not be working. If I'm not working, it's because I don't want to work. There were jobs. I mean, for someone like me that have been working in healthcare, what's on my, like, what they are looking for is definitely on my CV. What tests are they looking for that I don't have? Do you understand? Like I said, I don't know what it's like now, but at the time I was in healthcare, jobs were everywhere. In fact, we'll say jobs, yappa. It just takes me putting out my application, and the next minute I'm getting calls from recruiters. Like, it was not a problem getting shifts. And if you can choose to work with agency to get an even better work-life balance, where you can pick your shift, the agency will have to work around your schedule. You can choose to work 9 to 2, you can choose to work 4 to 8, you know, they just walk around you. But 9 to 5, it feels like a trap. And when it comes to 9 to 5, you're working Monday to Friday. But in healthcare, most times you just need to work 3 days to get your 37.5 hours or your 40 hours. If you choose to work an extra day, let's say you choose to work 4 days a week, you might be hitting like 40 something hours. Now imagine your pay being £14 per hour. You're literally going to be earning good money, like really good money, while still looking after your family. Because of this work-life balance, I work 3 days a week, a total of 22.5 hours a week, 3 days a week. Meanwhile, when I was in healthcare, I was working 3 nights a week. I think it was 20.5 hours, not even 12 hours. So I know it was a total of about 37.5 or 38 hours. So I was working a total, let's just say 38 hours. I was working a total of 38 hours, 3 nights a week. And now I'm in corporate and I'm working 3 days a week, a total of 22.5 hours. At the end of the day, you still feel the same way. You still feel burnt out. You still feel tired. Because with corporate, it's more of mental, like it's mentally draining. With healthcare, I think it's more of like physical strength, can be physically draining, sometimes mentally draining. So you see, less hours, less money. Healthcare, more hours, more money. So at this point, I'm just thinking about my life decision. Like, I know I'm happy. Like I said, HR is cool. I love the career. I love everything about it. But is it really, really working for me? Should I have waited till my kids get to a certain age before actually making that transition in? And you know, I remember at the time when I was in healthcare, I used to get paid weekly. Like, you can work in agency and be getting paid weekly. Like, you work next week Friday, every Friday you're getting your pay. But now I have to wait till the end of every month to get paid. Let's not even talk about the workplace politics that occur in most organizations. I know with healthcare comes a high level of toxicity, which I have even experienced firsthand, and I've come on this channel to share and bear it all with you guys. But then it's not all easy peasy in corporate. There's still workplace politics. Sometimes you're like, am I really in the right team? Sometimes you get into a job, you're not really trained to do the job. You have to find your way around it, navigate your way around it. It's hectic. Meanwhile, in healthcare, it's just about your colleague showing you. Let's say your colleague is doing something, you know, you just watch your colleague, or you reading care plan of the service users. Just all about that. But you know, in corporates, you have to know the job in total. You have to know the job in depth. So you really need somebody to show you. But there are some organizations that are not really structured in a way. They don't have robust induction for their new hires. So you have to find your way around it. And oh my God bless you if you find yourself with the wrong team, with a team that don't believe in teamwork. You would struggle. You would so struggle. The midnight cries in the morning when you think about work, you're frustrated, you're tired. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. So before you transition, think about it. Don't transition because others are transition. Trust me, like there are a lot of carers now that are buying homes left, right, center because they are hitting shifts. They are making money. They are working during peak hours. That's weekends and nights, earning about £18 per hour, as high as £20 per hour for some organizations. They are working back just 48 hours a week and they are okay, and hitting reasonable amount of money a month. I'm not saying there's no money in corporate. There is money, but you definitely need to climb the ladder, which takes a whole lot. And for me, as a mom of three, I kid you not, guys, I am very much limited. Sometimes I feel like my hands are tied. I've lost count on the number of times I had to call my husband, crying to him, just burnt out, like just complaining. I don't even know what I'm complaining about, but I know I'm complaining. And sometimes I have a lot to say to him. I have so much to tell him. But I can't even say it because I can't even find the right words to communicate those things to him. And sometimes I'm like, is he even going to understand these things that I'm saying? Because him, on the other hand, is like, you just rest, relax. The kids will grow. Don't feel pressure to work or to contribute financially. That's the kind of mentality my husband has. Those who know him know very well. He's not really into this 50-50 thing or my wife must contribute, because trust me, it works extremely hard. I pressure myself to work, to contribute to the family, to contribute to major projects, that we handle you as a unit. God. And the fear of uncertainty. I mean, things are happening. Like right now, you have to equip yourself as a wife, as a mom. You can't just be at home. So I kind of feel like at this particular phase of my life, where I am in life, healthcare suits me better. And not to talk about job insecurity in corporate. So you can be in healthcare working as a carer and they sack you or you have a problem. Next week, you're working with one agency and making your money. You can even be undergoing an investigation with your care home and you're working shift somewhere making your money. It doesn't work like that in corporate. When you lose your job, it takes you a while to get another job. Thankfully, because I work with the NHS, I've been able to build hands-on experience. So when I put my CV out there, I don't really get as much, unfortunately, like I did when I was trying to get in. So I've gotten to the point where if I put out my CV, I get a lot of calls from recruiters. They want to book me for interviews. So I'm not really struggling, to go to the next level right now because I've built a whole lot of experience. So I'm not really struggling to get another job. However, the jobs that are coming my way, they offer better remuneration, obviously. But the work-life balance there is not great because they require me to come to the office either fully on site or 3 times a week or 2 times a week, which I can't do. So you can see, guys, my hands are tied. I feel like, was this move even necessary? Maybe I should have just stayed. Was it because of peer pressure that I moved? Like, I'm just being bare and honest with you guys right now. So I love my job. I love being in HR, but I must confess that it's a struggle. So the only way things can work well for me right now is if I just choose to remain on this my job, choose to remain on my current band, which of course is not so high, choose to continue receiving this salary and just relax till the kids get to a certain age, and then I can start thinking about, chasing my career aggressively, climbing the corporate ladder. But I want more. Does that even make sense? I feel like I'm more qualified for what I am earning. I should be an HR manager. I should be high up there. But I'm here because obviously family comes first, which is non-negotiable. Does that even make sense? I just feel like I'm just saying a whole lot. Are you guys even getting the message at all? I just hope you are. I have so much to say, but obviously when it comes to things like this, you just have to be careful with, the words that come out of your mouth. But yeah, I feel stuck. That's the truth. I feel stuck where I am. I want to move, but I can't even move. It can't be out there chasing papers and I'm somewhere chasing papers. What's going to happen to my kids? So if at all I must work, I have to do 3 days maximum. So you see, in this instance, healthcare actually works better for me because I can be doing my 3 days and be making a lot of money, be counting my hours. Meanwhile, in corporate, 3 days is just 22.5 hours. Most times, there's no overtime available. You can't even work weekends. When your husband is at home, you can't work weekends. So you see, you can't work nights. So you guys can see, I don't know if I made the right decision. The only thing keeping me going and keeping me happy is the fact that I now have a career path. It's defined, which of course I'm glad, very excited about that. Before you think about transitioning, before you think about leaving that your healthcare job, think about it deeply. Is it really working? Am I doing it at the right time? I think that's key. It's good to leave if you want to leave, but is the time right? I think timing is key at this point. So check yourself. Well, don't rush because people are doing it. Don't. Because at the end of the day, we do not want our kids to suffer. Sometimes people say, oh, you have to choose yourself. There's just a lot of things going on out there. The kids, they'll be fine. Choose yourself. Don't be the sacrificial lamb. Make your money. There's just a lot of pressure out there for we women to make our money because anything can happen, so you need to always have a backup plan. I'm sorry, I don't have a backup plan. I honestly don't. I'm even trying to explore other opportunities to make money. Thankfully, my content creation is going well, but sometimes you just feel stuck. It picks up again. Like right now, I kind of feel like I'm even stuck. I'm not really growing as much as I should. So thankfully, I've been able to tackle the angle of social media. Like I just don't feel pressured anymore to post. I post when I can. I've been able to create that balance, which I'm so grateful for. Because there was a time when there was a lot of pressure coming, from social media. I needed to post so the algorithm would favor me. I needed to build a presence across all social media platforms. That pressure was there, but I'm so glad I've been able to conquer that. So right now, I really do not give a care in the world, even though I need the money, but I've been able to just conquer the pressure that comes from social media. However, the pressure that comes from work, that comes from climbing up the corporate ladder, I won't lie, guys, it's still there and it's killing me. It's choking me. When I know that I have the qualification, but I just can't. At least I can say I have reasonable experience. I can prepare myself for an interview. Yes, I can. Based on my experience, I can prepare myself now and get the job. But most of them, they're just demanding a whole lot, which I can't. I cannot do. I can't pick a job over my family. I know this video is becoming too long. Guys, just share your thoughts about this in the comment section. I don't know. I guess I will see you all in my next one. I'm so emotional right now. Bye, guys.